Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. It is 8:56 a.m. We're going to have a short, sharp interview with Ganief Hendricks, Al-Jama-Ah leader and member of parliament, because we need to take the news on the hour at 9 o'clock. This is an update regarding the Al-Jama-Ah's private members bill seeking a mechanism to establish the registration of Muslim marriages with the Department of Home Affairs. And of course, this was tabled yesterday, the proposed bill, in front of the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee on, well, yesterday, the 2nd of May. Salamu alaikum to you, Ganief Hendricks. Welcome to the program.
Salam, thank you very much.
What next for the proposed bill? What happened yesterday when you proposed the bill in front of the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee?
Is that the bill has been accepted by all the 8 political parties on the portfolio committee. The only difference is that the Democratic Alliance and the ACDP, which is the Christian party, they felt that the bill should be implemented immediately, like next month. And the African National Congress and the EFF, they felt that, it should be delayed to be incorporated into a master bill where all marriages will be included. But alhamdulillah, the clauses was discussed one by one, and it has all been approved. Then tomorrow, I'm having a meeting at Latulu House to get the ANC to agree with the DA and Al-Jama-Ah and ACDP that we implement it immediately. However, in the interim, there's a circular that the Constitutional Court said must be adopted to provide interim relief for especially Muslim wives. That circular says that the consequences of the marriage is in terms of the Customary Marriages Act, and we said that that is against the Sharia. We want it to be in terms of the Sharia because the Constitutional Court said that the Sharia marriage is a valid South African marriage. So we're also going to lobby tomorrow at Latulia House so that the circular can be changed so that when you have a nikah certificate and you go to the front desk of any Department of Home Affairs, they will give you a valid marriage certificate, South African marriage certificate. It will be included in the register of Muslim marriages, and the consequences will be in terms of the Sharia.
Okay, which still stands as a Muslim marriage is looked upon as an out-of-community marriage. That doesn't change at all, does it? Out of community of property. Out of community of property.
You're quite correct, but the minister and myself have agreed on to remove the need for a marriage contract and a notarial deed, so that will save Muslims a lot of costs. They're going to change the legislation, and all you have to do is when you present your nikah certificate, they will give you a form where you have to indicate that you want to be married out of community of property without accrual, and then without much ado, your propriety rights has been established and is registered with the Department of Home Affairs, and you don't have to register it with the beach office and so on.
All right, one final question. There will be those women who would still feel the need to want to enter into over and above the Muslim marriages bill and, not having to go the route that you're saying, to go to the deeds office and whatever else needs to be done there, that will be done away with. But there will be those women who still would want to have some form of a contract. And it may not necessarily involve finances, it may or may not, but other rights that they want to observe throughout the marriage. Can they still go ahead with that?
You must remember that that is part of the Sharia, that the mahar must be a contract. So this is a mahar contract, which will obviously have an amount of money and conditions before the marriage and after the marriage, like you've nicely explained now. But with regard to the marriage contract and the notarial deed, that is a government thing. That is in terms of another act of parliament. So
Mm.
yes, this is a voluntary thing that Muslims will be able to have a mahr contract, and a mahr contract will largely deal with what the dowry is and conditions before and after the marriage to manage the relationship.
Alhamdulillah, that sounds pretty clear cut, and also sounds like nobody's rights will be compromised whatsoever. We look forward to hearing what happens next when you go to Lutuli House. Undoubtedly, we will be talking to you in the coming days. Thank you indeed for all your efforts and look forward to chatting some more, inshallah.
It's a pleasure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was Ganief Hendricks, Al Jama leader and Member of Parliament, talking about the Muslim Marriages Bill. We will be hearing more from him in the coming days, inshallah. 2 after 9 o'clock, our news correspondent Zai Jadwat is standing by with the news on the hour, the news bulletin of the day, of course. So please do stay with us.